Okay, so I received this comment this morning, and I want to focus on the back half of this because this person still seems to be at the complaint stage of this case, and we have moved beyond the complaint stage. So, just a little background into the mentorship that I received. When I was taught to draft complaints or draft motions, the first and foremost thing that I need to keep on my mind is my credibility. If I say something, is it easily disproven? And is it going to make me look like a fucking liar to the court? Pardon my language. Although if you've been here for any amount of time, you know that the F word is my favorite word. Blake Lively's lawyers did not seem to do that. So at the complaint stage, Blake made all these allegations, and a lot of them turned out to be half-truths and easily disproven, right? Given some context, we saw, that's not exactly how that went down. So their credibility was shot. And for me, as someone who does this, I know what that looks like. I know that if you have a case with good facts, you pound the facts. If you have a case with good law, you pound the law. And if you have a case with neither, you pound the table. And that's what Blake Lively and her lawyers have been doing. So, first of all, I don't believe her because of her and her attorneys. Second of all, if the idea is believe women, even when those women are showing to be untruthful, believe white women when they make untruthful allegations against black men, then what are we doing? We're just upholding the system, right? If it's believe women no matter what, even when they're showing to be dishonest, that's what men had before, right? That's what men were doing up until probably Me Too, maybe even now, right? Men have always been believed, even when it was very clear they were lying. And so if we are just putting women into that same position, that's just patriarchy with a vagina. Finally, this idea that on the set, on the fly, they were pressuring her to be naked in this scene is antithetical to how movie sets work. We have seen that the nudity stuff is all negotiated beforehand, right? So they can't just on the fly be like, you know what, we're gonna change this, tits out, babe, right? That's not how it works. So if you've been listening to people who work in the film industry, if you've been looking at what's been filed on the docket, you will see that the claims Blake made at the outset don't appear to be a factual, truthful telling of what happened. She doesn't seem to have a firm grasp on reality. And this idea that, oh, you Baldoni folks, oh, you just believe men. I had said for months I was willing to believe Blake. I had said I was willing to wait until motion for summary judgment. But along the way, I saw the credibility get rolled back by Blake and her lawyers time and time again. And again, I've just been doing this for too long to look at a case like that and go, oh yeah, she's got evidence. And now, the only evidence I've seen is that Justin made some offhanded, sarcastic remark, seemingly to Jenny Slate. Oh, I missed the sexual harassment meeting. That's it. The evidence of a smear campaign, it's them protecting the film. There's no evidence that they wanted to smear Blake Lively. So, if you want to live in this version of reality where we just believe women and we don't look at the facts and we don't investigate and we don't use our critical thinking, you're upholding the patriarchy. You're upholding white supremacy. And that's why I have stopped talking as much about the case, and I've started talking about this case in the context of what it's reflecting back to us as a society, what it's reflecting back to us as white women. That's why I'm on this internet begging people to find intersectionality, begging people to learn about the tenets of white supremacy. Because until we do, we're going to keep living in the system that we complain about. Oh, I'm a victim to it. You're upholding it. Let's do better.